Kanċillier, il-Professur David Attard, il-Rettur, il-Professur Alfred Vella, il-Prorettur, il-Professur Frank Bezzino. Sinjuri, merħba għal din iċ-ċerimonja ta' gradwazzjoni. It-tieni waħda minn sensiela ta' 25 ċerimonja ta' gradwazzjoni fil-livell ta' postgraduate. Huwa ta' sodisfazzjon għall-Università ta' Malta li nħabbru li ser jiggradwaw aktar minn 2600 student f'din is-sessjoni ta' gradwazzjonijiet għas-snin 2020, 2021 u 2022. Fosthom hemm 113 il-dottorat li minnhom 88 huma dottorati ta' riċerka foqsma varji. Nibdew ċerimonja billi nistieden lill-Professur Ruben Cauchi mill-Fakultà tal-Mediċina l-Kirurġija sabiex jindirizzana. Il-Professur Ruben Cauchi.
Good afternoon, my fellow doctors, colleagues, and guests. I give you a very warm welcome to this graduation ceremony, honoring you, the new doctors of medicine and surgery. How sweet that sounds. Many of my academic colleagues before me felt honored by this opportunity. Don't get me wrong, I'm very honored, but in all honesty, I feel more daunted than honored. Because what can a neurogeneticist like me, who spends most of his time squinting through a microscope, say that inspires the young, freshly oxygenated blood pumped by our School of Medicine and Surgery? So please forgive me for having spent too many hours paralyzed, staring at a pulsating cursor on a blank Word document. And then, when you least expect it, an epiphany. My mind harked back to your dreamy days when you were coming to grips with the fascinating laws of Boyle and Poiseuille, underpinning major physiological phenomena. And when you were desperately memorizing the anatomical features of the angle of Lewis, the rightly called good old days. There, during the time I was privileged to spend with you, I made it a point to not burden you with exorbitant details and to focus on the bare essentials, the bones rather than the flesh, the key principles that remain the eternal foundation of clinical medicine. And here today, I will not refrain from my promise. I will give you what, in my view and experience, are the 6 most essential ingredients that will make rather than break your career. The 6 constants that in no particular order form part of the complex equation for a fulfilling career. And let's go to the first one, which is passion. Doing what you love, what you're passionate about, what you enjoy. It's a virtue that transcends disciplines. In the words of the greatest of them all, Ludwig van Beethoven, to play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is inexcusable. My fellow doctors, I urge you to follow your hearts. And I have seen the eyes of many of you light up when I ask you why you have chosen this career path. I therefore feel reassured that for the majority, your passion for this journey remains intense. However, I'm a realist. For a minority of you, you have come to terms with the fact that a clinical career is actually not what you aspire to. Do not feel discouraged. Many before you have been there. They are now revolutionizing biomedical research, e-gaming, and politics, to name a few fields. So have the courage to reinvent yourself. Find what you love doing, because life is too short to spend time on things that you're not passionate about. And now to the second invariable parameter, determination. No matter how much you think you're brilliant or well-equipped with all the necessary skills, it's your determination that will be the single most crucial virtue that will allow you to reach the summit of your career. Never allow anyone to cut into your tenacity. Always persevere towards your dreams, no matter how ridiculous, within inverted commas, they are perceived. At the beginning of my academic career, a very outspoken faculty member, a colleague who has since earned my respect, once had the audacity to brand my research interests, which were budding at the time, as being exotic. I don't know whether this was meant as a compliment or as an insult. Nonetheless, petty comments such as these did not dent my determination to establish a world-class research program on motor neuron disease at our university. So my advice is be resilient, keep calm in adversity, live rather than share the now ubiquitous meme, keep calm and carry on. And this brings us to the third constant, which is hard work. A common notion is that hard work is a substitute for talent. I tell you that it is hard work that creates talent or brilliance. It's never the other way around. The words of one of the great music composers of the last century, Dmitri Shostakovich, come to mind. An artist works on his next composition because he was not satisfied with his previous one. Those who are satisfied probably have not worked hard enough. But do not confuse working hard with working all the time. Therefore, the fourth essential component in the equation is to waste time. Take time to relax and indulge in things that are not work-related. Find activities that recharge you emotionally, mentally, physically, be it music, jogging, traveling, or any guilty pleasure you find on Netflix. Take the pressure off your brain so that you can approach your work, your problems, from a different perspective. So my advice is work hard, but play hard as well. Now to the fifth, creativity. Universities are supposed to instill creativity, to push you to think, to provoke you to ask questions, to encourage you to stay curious. In Stephen Hawking's words, to allow you to remain a child who has never grown up, still asking those how and why questions. We as academics do not know all the answers, and some questions in medicine remain as yet unanswered. We should thus equip our students with the ability to ask questions and to propose innovative solutions that might lead to answers. And in all honesty, that means stripping down those 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. timetables brimming with lectures and giving our students the time to think in addition to studying independently. My colleagues, creativity rises from tranquility and certainly not from an information overload. A teaching assessment system that values quantity and not quality cripples the creativity potential of academics and students alike. And finally, the ultimate yet most essential, kindness. Practice kindness, a virtue that seems obvious, yet it is scarce. Put yourself in the shoes of your patients. When you're kind, evidence tells us that your patients will do better. And kindness is infectious. Be kind, and your colleagues will be kind to you. And And the inverse will hopefully also work. We were kind to you because we selfishly want you to be kind to us, when sooner rather than later we end up as your patients. So passion, determination, hard work, wasting time, creativity, kindness. My fellow doctors, you are here today because even though you have not realized it, you already made use of some, if not all, of these virtues to reach this very important milestone in your life. For me, these timeless virtues were a constant beacon of light that guided my journey from a solitary researcher in a cramped lab to a leader of a vibrant team of young researchers working in spacious, state-of-the-art laboratories. A path that took me from tiny fruit flies that are unable to fly to paralyzed patients afflicted with ALS, the neurological condition that links Stephen Hawking and Dmitry Shostakovich. Our research, which exploits the unique genetic pool of our population, is revealing extraordinary insights on ALS. And our participation in international networks is leading to groundbreaking discoveries reported in prestigious journals, pushing our university up the international rankings. These breakthroughs are not the achievement of one, but of many, the culmination of investments that our university and country have made under successive administrations, and the vision of our elders, all aimed at elevating ourselves to a rightful place in the international arena of science and medicine. My fellow doctors, you once stood before me as students. Today, you stand before me as my peers. Your achievement is our achievement. Your achievement is the achievement of your families, your parents, your partners for their unwavering support and sacrifices throughout this long and winding road. They have clipped their wings so that you can fly. So soar high on golden wings. Go settle upon slopes and hills where warm and soft and fragrant are the breezes of our sweet native land. Thank you. God bless you all.